If you remember back in the days when I was doing my live streams, and sometimes the topic or conversation would turn to people who were sub hunters, well, Gary got that old timey feeling back in my mind again, and I just wanted to share my thoughts, deep thoughts with Jason Handy. It's something that I strongly feel about, and I've talked about it for a year or longer about how there are like very prominent members in this community and not so prominent who love to be loved, who want to be liked, want your subscribership. There we go. Sorry, still pretty early in the morning. English is difficult for me. Anyways, but they want your adoration, but they don't want to give anything back in return. They don't want to come to your channel. They don't want to subscribe to your channel. They don't want to like your videos. They don't want to comment on your videos, but they're darn tootin' want you to get over on their channel. And then, like was brought up by Gary, and by the way, when I say Gary, I mean being Scott, they don't even want to comment back on your comment. They just want to get that because that helps them with the analytics or whatever nonsense that YouTube tells us that matter. And it's ridiculous. So there are some heavy hitters in the community who, have gotten there. And they got there on the backs of us to get them there. And they don't have any interest in us. They just want you to ooh and ah at their stuff. But they don't want to do the work. And everybody has these excuses about, well, I try to get back to, make comments back, or I try to get back to other people's videos and channels and watch their content and ba la la boo loo loo, hobby hibby hibby jibby jibby. But guess what? It's all BS. Because if you truly cared about the people making comments and watching your videos, and I would rightfully say a lot of us religiously, then you would actually want to build that relationship and have a back and forth. Not that you need to have a 15 comment string going, but to at least acknowledge it, and I do these videos and I poke the bear in the cage on a regular basis, and I could care less. And we've already had this conversation multiple times, but somehow my viewers, or not my viewers, my subscribers keep going up. I have no idea how that even happens. And it probably would go even more if I didn't be such a, jag off all the time. But you know what? That's part of my charm, being a jag off. And I'll say this because people know the community. I've been around for going on 2 years now, 2 years in November. And if I liked your channel, I went all the way back to the beginning. And if anybody questions that, you can ask Mike O, you can ask Wesker Griff, Troy Rudder, a handful of those guys who've been around since in forever. And I would go back and start at the very beginning videos and go back and watch. I've done that for everybody I've ever really truly liked. Commenting, liking their videos, and I'm doing it right now today. When I've taken a break off the internet, I'll have downtimes like today where I can come over here to my local library, use their Wi-Fi, and make these little videos and watch videos for, a short time. And, get caught up on people's videos I really enjoy. And the people can attest to that. I do that with Bob. I do that with Gary. I do that with Chris, Modern Vintage Collector. I do that with JT. There's a handful of guys, and I'll do that with a lot of people. Snoop, Aaron, a lot of those guys when I watch their videos. And it's sad. It's actually pathetic that somebody like me who, I have a full-time job. I'm a single father. My son is so super busy with stuff, but I still find time to keep in touch with people and build that rapport and build that relationship and that friendship and have that existential part of their hobby, if that's the right word, to build that. And there's people who always come in here and say, well, I try to do this and I try to do that. And it's just a bunch of malarkey. You only care about how it can help you. End of story. If you say anything else, then you're just full of crap. And you're just making excuses. Everybody gets busy. Everybody has a life. Everybody has responsibility. But guess what? those people still make an effort to comment on your videos, to subscribe to your channel, to support you, sometimes go through your ridiculous commercials to get to the actual content. Or if you're a guy that has 3, 4, 550 subs, whatever, and you're still just like begging for subs, but you don't want to do it yourself. There's a couple guys that unsubscribe to my channel and then resubscribe to me like a half a dozen times in a 2-month period. I don't even know what it's about. Like, because it tells you when you have a new subscriber. I mean, unless you're an idiot, you know that you unsubscribe to a channel, you resubscribe to a channel. They're going to know that you're unsubscribing and resubscribing. Like, it doesn't even make sense that some of these people, I don't know, they think they're slick or they get like triggered and then they get untriggered and come back, or what the deal is. But I see it all the time. I'm not going to name names because it's a moot point. We all know people who do that. But what irks me is that people like Gary, you know, and you know, there's a ton of us out there who are huge supporters of so many people, but that same support doesn't go both ways. And again, I'm not even talking about the subs. I could care less about subs. I've always talked about the comments and building the rapport. You can go back to the very beginning. That's all I care about, the community. You have a lot of people on here, a lot of suckers on here that says, oh, I'm all about the community. I'm all about supporting one another. And that's BS. That stinks to high heaven. Like a pig farm in the heat of the summer in Alabama. It stinks that high that they say they care about the community, but they don't really care about themselves. And if we have some more jokers out there who continue to act like that and say these things, they're like, "Oh, I support the community," and I'm always commenting on people's stuff and blah blah blah. I will name names and I will put them on full blast because I don't care. And some of these people are guys that I'm friends with, I like, but I can't handle BS. And you know what? I can handle it. I can handle the blowback because it doesn't bother me. I'll go to bed tonight and sleep like a baby, knowing that it could, blow up in my face and people get all butt hurt. You know, it's okay. But, you know, it's a two-way street, guys. It's a two-way street. If you want the people to like you, you want people to subscribe to your channel, you want people to comment on your channel, be a decent person and build that rapport back. It is absolutely ridiculous that you have people out there who say, oh, I'm here for the community, but then they don't do anything community-based. You have some people who go, oh, I want to shout out the guy who has 50 subs or 20 subs or 6 subs and all that, but it's like, what can they do for me? Then they don't ever go back to that channel. They don't go back to those people. They just, they just say that kind of stuff to say, oh, look, I'm relevant. I'm in the community. I'm doing this. But they're not truly helping anybody. They're only helping themselves. You have other people in the community who try to hook their wagons to guys that are bigger than them, channel-wise or popularity-wise, or they have bigger and better ideas, and they try to hook them to their little wagon to them so they can get and feed off of them. You know, they're not in it because they really want to be your friends. They're not in it because they really want to build that community that we like to use. They're only in it to see what they can do for themselves. And it's painfully obvious to some. And some of you all got your heads in so far in the sand, it's unbelievable. Or you're just, I don't know what, like that just absent-minded. I don't know. But it's ridiculous that you have some of these people who like literally feed off of, the backs and the help of other people, and they don't put anything in return. They don't put back in the pot what they're taking out. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's like that tip jar or that little tip thing where they put there, it says take a penny, give a penny, and those people they take all the pennies and they give none back. And that's really what it boils down to, is that they want to reach in that little jar and take out as many pennies and nickels as they can get. They don't want to put anything back in return. And that's exactly what this community is for a lot of people. And you know the ones who truly care about the community, the ones that are really involved in supporting one another, the ones who are doing the care packages, not trying to get anything out of it. I mean, we even got some suckers in this community who just send out care packages to the big dogs to get their name on blast so they can become, like, famous. And I use famous in quotes here, quoting famous. And they have no desire to do anything else. They just want to put their name out there, so they send out the care packages to the big dogs. I could care less if I got 0 care packages. I'm just saying that's the thing that we have in this community where people are just all about trying to get, like, YouTube famous. It's ridiculous. It's like we're all grown adult men, mostly, But however, we're all acting like a bunch of 12-year-old, like sixth graders, like wanting to become famous on YouTube. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, how pathetic and sad is that? You know, it is absolutely ridiculous. And then when the ones of us who actually are trying to use it as a means of building rapport, it's like for most of us, it's a telephone from 1987, except with video. We're talking. We're having a relationship over there. When I say relationship, I don't mean in a weird way, but we're having that fellowship, maybe is the better word I should have used there. We're that fellowship with one another, building communication, doing the comments, subscribing to each other's channel, supporting one another, and then that's what it should be about. We got so many guys out there, wolves in sheep's clothing, trying to like take advantage of others and feed off of the other people. It is absolutely ridiculous. So, y'all a bunch of suckers. You know who you are. If this offends you and hurts your feelings, I hope it does, and I hope it wakes you up, but it probably won't, because all you care about is numero uno, and that's yourself. The only one you care about is yourself. But you know what I say about that? Bakayaro! Shinitaika.